Hey everybody, this is Mr. P again for another tutorial. This one is showing how to do some basic reading and writing from an external text document using Python. So what I did here, I just made a scenario where I made a document, a .txt document, and it's a fake biography I made up about somebody. And so we're going to say her last name is Westbrook, but she got married and now her name is changing to Brooks. And so we're going to make a program that'll go through and read this, and it'll change everywhere where it says Westbrook to Brooks. So let's go ahead and get started with this. Alright, we're going to start off with the import OS, which we're going to use later on. It's not really important for most of this, but I'll show you why it's important later. The first thing we want to do is we want to say f is equal to open, and then we'll put in bio.txt. So we're opening that file I just showed you, that text file, and in parentheses I'm going to put in r because I'm going to read it. Alright, underneath that I'm going to make a variable called file data, and we'll go ahead and set file data is equal to f dot read. So it's going to read whatever is in that document, and we're going to set that equal to file data. Alright, then underneath that we'll say f dot close. So whenever you're done with one part of reading or writing a text file, you want to close it when you're done. That's part one. Next part we're going to do is we will go ahead and say f is equal to open biotext. Alright, and then I'm not going to put anything after biotext in this one. I'm going to say print f dot read. Alright, so right there it's going to tell Python to print whatever it read in bio.txt. Then after that we can go ahead and say f dot close. And here I'm going to put a print blank line just to keep everything from being right next to each other when I run my program. Alright, next part I want to do is I want to look at the information from the document and switch it from Westbrook to Brooks. So I can do that by say new data, which is a variable I'm creating right now, is equal to file data dot replace. So I got file data from up here, it's the f dot read. Alright, so whatever it read from that document. And then I'm going to put in parentheses, and I'm going to type in the name of that I'm searching for, and then what I'm going to type it to. So we'll go from Westbrooks and change it to Brooks in every instance of that. Alright, then we'll go ahead and we'll go to file equals open. And right here we're going to just create a new bio file. We'll keep the original one. I like to do that anyway, just in case I overwrite a previous one. You know, if I made a mistake and then I lost all my original data, that would be a shame. So files equal to open, then we'll put bio2.txt, and since I don't have that file created, notice here I'm going parentheses with the W in it. That's for moving into writing mode. So I'm either going to write over the top of this document, or if it's not created, it's going to create a document, and then it's going to allow us to put things into it. Alright, so I'm creating a file through Python called bio2.txt. Then I'll say f.write new data. That's going to write this information it's reading into that document. And then I'm going to type in f.close. Alright, that's my next little section. We're just about done here. Alright, so the next thing I'll type is f is equal to open, parentheses, quotation marks, bio2.txt. I just want to make sure in my program that it's converting it to what I want it to make sure all those name changes happened. So then I'll say print parentheses f dot read, and I have that set. F dot close, then another print a blank line there. Alright, now the last thing we'll do, I just thought it would be cool to have a little way for the program to confirm whether or not that the file was created and that there's something on it. So I'm going to use an if statement, an if-else statement, and this is where my import OS comes in above. So I'll say if os dot stat parentheses bio2 dot txt, and I compare it to st size and say that it is greater than 0, print your program was successfully completed. Alright, so if it creates the file and it sees it in the folder where I saved it, and it's greater than 0, it's going to say it probably worked. Or it's going to say it worked because it probably did. Alright, and then underneath if, then I'll say else, print your program failed. So if there's not a file in there, if there is a file and it's 0 bytes and it's real small, that means it didn't write any text to it and it didn't work. Alright, so let's go ahead and check this thing out and see if it worked. We'll hit play here. Alright, and then we have this instance here. It says I have an error on number 19 here. So what oh shoot, I don't know what I was thinking right there. F dot close. Jeez. And then I'll print my blank line. I don't know why I put that in there. I wasn't thinking. Alright, let's try to run it again. Alright, now we got no errors. Susan Westbrook, all this stuff. Now I look down here and it switches it to Susan Brooks biography. Susan Brooks is a great speaker. Susan Brooks. Alright, and then we look down here and it says your program was successfully completed. Now if I want to check it out, I'll go to File, Open, and right now you'll notice on my time here, 6:46 here, Bio2 was created at 6:46 and it is 679 bytes. Alright, I open that up. There's the document right there. So I didn't have to check all that because it gave me the confirmation there, but that's kind of proof that the code works for that. So hopefully that gives you some things to try for how to read external text documents and write to them, and to be able to use Python to change some of the information in it. And then also a little way down here with the import OS, having a way to confirm whether or not the program or whether or not the document was created. So hopefully that was a useful one, has some good tools for you to use, and hope you enjoyed it. We'll talk to you later.